Hey Badger BS fans, this episode's going to be a little bit different. If you saw previously, you saw me interview Sara Robles, the 2016-2012 Olympic weightlifter, and I couldn't just pass up that opportunity without having a legitimate interview. So I already published the funny part of it with all the questions and the backpack and all that stuff. Saw that, that's on YouTube, the AC Ranger site and everything like that. But now what you're going to see is a legitimate interview with Sara Robles and her experience with Rio Olympics and everything like that. So she's still quirky and funny, and just check that out, and it's going to be really sweet. That's what you're watching now. Thanks. Hey everybody, I'm Raz. You're catching Badger BS at the beginning. This is the first video of the November 2016 semester. I'm your new host, saying deuces to the late Austin Yulin. This is his mug. Don't forget to be awesome. And today on the show we have
Sara Robles, two-time Olympian and bronze medalist in weightlifting.
It was pretty sweet. I don't know if you guys caught the Olympics, but she lifted, and you should check that out on YouTube. Search it, whatever. Sara Robles, weightlifting. She had a really cool ending moment. Would you like to reenact that for us?
Reenacted? No. Some of it had to do with pointing to my mom and smacking the platform. I don't think you wanted to be the platform that day. You kind of
it was pretty
you
intense.
Have a good day.
Did you get so your mom got to go?
My mom got to go
to the Olympics in Rio.
Yeah.
Represent right here, Rio.
Yeah. The only time he's ever supported me is wearing this shirt. No,
it's true.
Yeah, my mom got to go. She went through like this tour company, and she got to see the Olympics, and we got to go see different sporting events, and we got to go tour around Rio, or Rio as they call it.
Rio?
Rio.
Really?
Yeah. The
like
R at the beginning of the word there is pronounced like an H.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Everything's pronounced like an
Portuguese.
H. Jesus. And you're
Jesus.
gonna go on and on and on. Jorge.
Yeah, right? Jorge.
Jorge.
That's Spanish. But yeah, so we got to do a lot of pretty cool things, and it was nice to have my mom there. She's my only family member that got to go, probably because Rio didn't seem as cool of a vacation as London did. But it was
The rest
it
of
was
your
a cool
family went to
experience.
London?
Yeah, I had a lot of family go to London, and like just my mom came to Rio. But that's okay.
Did they
All
watch
I
you in
need is my
London?
mom.
Did they watch you in London?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like that'd be weird, because you'd have like London announcers and stuff. They'd be like, oh, they're awesome, and then we sit here in USA and watch ours, because it's worldwide, right? And they all have their own groups. It'd be weird to sit in another country and listen to them supporting their country.
Oh,
And I'd be
yes.
like, I'm an American.
Well, at least in weightlifting, we don't get to hear the commentary until afterwards.
That's
I
true.
actually rewatched my event the other day, and it was actually BBC commentary. And it wasn't very good commentary.
It wasn't very good?
No. We'll see. Maybe Amarillo PBS commentary could be better for the next Olympics, huh?
I'll put in a good word. I don't really have any strings to pull or anything, but
Sorry.
if I had a good word to put in and I could do it, I'd do it. Does that count for anything?
Thought gift.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. But I don't think you needed commentary. I understood what happened if I just watched it. If it was like a black and white silent film, I'd be like, oh snap, she just won. Like hardcore. Bronze medal after how many? I saw a statistic. You're the first medal in weightlifting for the U.S. since 16 years, right?
Yeah,
2000.
since
It was
2000.
2000. Okay.
Yeah, the men haven't gotten a medal since 1984, and the women haven't had a medal since the inaugural Olympic Games for weightlifting since 2000. And we had an Olympic gold medalist, and we had a bronze medalist in my weight class. And it's been a long time. People call it a drought. And I kept thinking about it in quads. I mean, it's only been 4 quads, but then you realize that it's 16 years, and so it really has been a long time.
That's true. Yeah.
So that was a pretty cool feat in itself. I wasn't, I mean, everybody goes in there with the intention of medaling, but that's kind of not what I was going for. I was kind of just going for my best day.
Just kind of a cool side effect, whatever.
Yeah,
Medal.
you just happen to get a medal would be great. Yeah, so I just kind of went in there trying to have my best day and try to lift really well, and if that got me a medal, cool, because I was getting a little too hung up in the results. I was getting too hung up in getting a medal or trying to prove so-and-so wrong or, trying to do this or that and the other. And it just was distracting to me and it was getting overwhelming. And so I just tried to focus on the things that I could control. It's like, I know I can lift weights. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to lift weights and make them. And if that brings me a medal, then cool. If not, hopefully I still had the best day ever. So there were still 4 girls who were lifting after me.
It's true.
So I could have
Anything
easily
happened.
I could have easily just not come home with a medal, but those girls weren't capable of making those lifts, So
If I remember, one of them was pretty upset.
yeah,
Like she was upset.
it's a very emotionally trying experience, good or bad. So
I was there for the tryouts for the Olympic weightlifting for the tryouts.
yeah, you should tell them about it.
Oh my gosh, I was there, and there was everyone's trying out. They had the men first, and the ladies went and weight categories, progressed further up, and you're in the 75
Plus.
Mm-hmm. And so all these girls are lifting, and it was insane because then they had everybody stand up after everything, and they had the guys and the girls standing up that were going to be part of the team, and they called off the names, and they had this like motivational music playing and everything, and I'm sitting here just like crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, Sarah's going to be an Olympian, and I just like I just lost it. It was like, because then they read this letter, and it was they started off and it said, from this point on and forevermore, you will be an Olympian. And I was like, and it was pretty intense. I lost it. I did.
Oh, I wish I was there.
It was pretty good.
Prove that Nathan has emotions.
Is there somewhere?
Yeah, that's one cool thing about being an Olympian is unlike most any other title, it can't be taken away from you. Like you'll be an Olympian for the rest of your life. You almost can't even be a Mr. or Mrs. anything for the rest of your life here. Like everything is so temporary. At least for this lasts my lifetime,
Right.
So it's pretty cool. Like no matter what, I can put Olympian. Somebody said I should put like Sara Robles instead of MD, like OBM, like Olympic bronze medalist.
There you go.
I thought that would be cool.
Letters,
Yeah.
doctor.
Olympic bronze medalist Sara Robles at your
Right.
service.
There's I had a friend that applied to be an astronaut, and he's like, that'd be cool, right? And he's got I think he just barely had gotten his PhD, and so he applied to be an astronaut, and he had the application, and then it said, there was a question that said PhDs, and in what? And he's like, PhDs, like plural. And he just stopped right there. That was it. I was like, holy smokes! Like, how much do you have to be an astronaut? But yeah, Olympic bronze medalist, like after your name.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, put that in a resume. Just drop that.
Speaking of PhDs, I was told once that they say, Sarah, you know how many doctors there are out there? Okay, now think about how many Olympians there are. There are more doctors than Olympians. You know how hard it is to be a doctor? You're like, oh man, it's pretty hard to be a doctor, right? Now don't ask me to come in and perform a surgery or like analyze you or anything. But I mean, that shows you how hard it is to be an Olympian.
Yeah.
It's a very small percentage of the world's population. And then to be a part of an even more select group, to be a medalist is even cooler.
Right.
Yeah, because like of that population, only the top, whatever, 5% or 10%, whatever the percentages are, actually get medals.
That's true. And you have to prepare like so much beforehand, which you did, and you just coughed, which reminded me, you got pretty sick.
I did.
Like at that point, it was like, you got sick before and you got sick after. Am I right?
Yeah, before the Olympic trials, I got sick. I had.
And this is how many years working on, like how many years since you decided I'm going to be an Olympian?
I probably thought about being an Olympian for the first time in 2006. So
10 years.
Yeah, so about half of my lifetime has already been spent training. 28, and I've been competing and training since I was 14. So before the Olympic trials, I ended up having a little back injury. I found out later on that I have a little curvature in my upper back. So I'm like, that explains it. And then I was well enough with my back to lift decently at the Olympic trials to defend my position on the Olympic team. And then I got a stomach virus like the Wednesday before I left. And I had it coming out both ends. It was not good.
Oh.
And that's definitely not the kind of sick that you want to have when you're going to be lifting heavy weights on the platform in front of everybody. Because
in a leotard.
In a singlet. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So that wasn't good. I wasn't feeling well. Bombed out. And you spend every waking and sleeping moment preparing for this moment of trying to qualify for something, and then it just seems like it's all gone because you have to have one lift in each category to compete. So
and you came close.
I came close. So in weightlifting, you have two exercises that you're competing in, the snatch and the clean and jerk. You have 3 attempts at each. The highest attempt you complete in both is combined for total. Whoever has the highest total wins. And in the event for Olympic trials, it was based on percentages, so people of different weight classes could compete against each other. And the total that I had lifted from the World Championships is what qualified me. But I was also in a position where people could bump me off the team. And so me not competing, I have to complete at least one lift in each category for total. So me not completing any of my snatches at that competition left the field wide open for anybody to take that position away from me. And so to know that you've been putting 14 years of work into something for literally 6 lifts, which take a total of less than 6 minutes to complete. I mean, the snatch takes less than a second to complete from floor to overhead. So 3 seconds of my life I've been preparing for 14 years. And to sit there and have it just gone was a pretty horrible feeling. I was pretty upset.
I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I wanted to go down there and like just spot you.
Yeah, can I help you, please? My grandma says, like, man, I wouldn't want to mess with you after that, because I get like, I don't just get sad, I get like angry sad.
Sad mad.
Yeah, sad bad. I was sad bad. But I was able to get myself composed enough for the clean and jerk, and it didn't count for anything, but it was just to go out and say that, like, no, I'm not defeated, and I'm not quitting, and this isn't the end for me, and all that kind of stuff. But basically, you know, I took my Olympic spot, and then I said, hey, who wants to take it? And you know, basically, I've never felt so vulnerable. And it came down to one lift. You know, there's a girl that if she had completed that last lift, she would have bumped me off the Olympic team, and I wouldn't be a bronze medalist today. So everything comes down to just to the wire with some of this stuff, you know? And so I barely, like, made the team by the skin of my teeth, it seems. I mean, my percentage was high enough, but it could have been taken away like that. And I was able to get healthy enough with my back and with my illness to train. And I mean, I only had like a 3-month turnaround because the Olympics were, I mean, I competed August 14th, trials were May 8th. So it's not a lot of turnaround to get better from being sick and not being able to train, and then also having that injury.
Right.
So my performance at the Olympics was a huge testimony of all the work that I've put in, not just, that last like the last 3 months. You know, that showed a lot of what I could do, but I'm like, okay, thank goodness all of the reps and all the things that I've done in the past, because I was able to draw upon those experiences and that health and muscle memory to compete at the Olympics. And then after the games were over, like, everyone got sick.
Rio,
you know, yeah.
Hio.
Yeah, you know, you're in a high stress situation, and when you're in a high stress situation, your immune system gets compromised and a lot of people get sick. But then we're also living in dorms, you know, or apartments, and we have like 6 girls living in an apartment.
Gross.
You know, so yeah, girls are gross. So, you know, you have all these people living in close quarters. You have a high stress situation. You don't have necessarily the best circumstances to health-wise. I mean, I wasn't eating fruits or vegetables because I was afraid to have, you know, some diarrhea. So I didn't want to have that be a problem.
I see what you did there.
You like that?
That was good.
Yeah. So.
Did you come up with that by yourself?
No, I'm not that smart.
Something that's been passed around through everybody.
It's been passed down. Yeah. So on our way out, I asked the doctor for some medicine. He told me that 41 other team members were sick.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I'm still slowly coming off of it.
Once again, thanks Badger BS fans for watching this, even though it's a little bit different from the regular BS that you usually see. It's been really cool, and it was a fun experience to do that with Sara Robles. Be sure to check out the other videos. We've got Queenie, the Kenyan American. She's really cool experience, first time on a Bop It. Also, look forward to other episodes, including me getting my hair cut and the perspective from a child at Amarillo College. Thanks. I'm Raz. I'm Badger BS.